LeBron. Why am I not surprised? So if you haven't heard yet, LeBron James recently came under fire for some comments he made about the city of Memphis, saying that he specifically doesn't like playing there, that and the city of Milwaukee as well. But it's a lot of nuance to this subject, and if you're a first-time viewer, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the topic at hand, man. So like I said, LeBron James recently came under fire for some comments he made about the city of Memphis. And as a Little Rock resident, a Little Rock, Arkansas resident, I have a lot of opinions on this. Now, firstly, man, he's recently become like a big golf fanatic. He's a avid golfer now. He's even taking the Lakers on like golfing trips. Him, Bronny, Austin Reeves, who's revered as one of the best golfers in the NBA. So LeBron decided to pick it up too, and while he was doing that, he joined some of his buddies on like a golfing podcast, on like a golfing based channel and whatnot. And while he was on there, he said, "Man, I don't like playing on the city of Memphis. It's my least favorite city to go to, and if it was up to me, if I wouldn't have even chosen to play for Memphis if I had gotten drafted there." A lot of NBA players have come out and said this. They said cities like Memphis, cities like Milwaukee, they don't really like playing there. You know, they don't like visiting the hotel rooms, the accommodations. That's not really what they into, and that's not really what I'm gonna harp on in this video. I see a lot of people are focusing on that as their main subject of, LeBron James conversation, but really I'm not too upset about that. I understand for millionaire athletes, even for somebody like LeBron, who's a billionaire athlete, I could understand why going to a city like Memphis and staying there with the hotel is not ideal. Going to stay in Memphis in the hotel accommodations. Another creator recently posted a video of him staying in the Memphis hotel rooms, and he got a lot of feedback from that from NBA players and whatnot. Yeah, I can understand why, they're accustomed to traveling all across the globe, not just in NBA cities where there are NBA teams, but all across the globe, on the best resorts, on the best beaches and islands, having the best vacations. It's the famous meme of 1, 2, 3 Cancun. You know what I'm saying? So these are the type of cities and these are the type of places they're familiar with. Even for somebody like LeBron, although he was raised in Akron, which makes this a little bit hypocritical and stuff like that. Played in the city of Cleveland, but you got to remember he's familiar with staying in Miami and staying with LA. So I'm not too hyped up on NBA players saying that they don't really like the accommodations in Memphis. That's not what I'm going to harp on. More so what I'm focused on is just the general idea of the modern day athlete and how they have gotten to the point where they absolutely stand for nothing, and it's getting embarrassing. Even in the footage of this video, LeBron James, he does his best customer service voice, like we like to call it. When you're black and you're in these white environments, having to change and adapt your voice to be able to fit in more, which is ironic because somebody like LeBron, you shouldn't have to fit in. They should fit in. They should have to accommodate to you. But when he's around there, oh yeah, bro, I love golf. I love golf, man. That's I don't like the city of Memphis or whatever he was saying.
I'm not like the first guy to even talk about it in the NBA. Like, we all like, you guys have to move. Just go over to Nashville. You got Vanderbilt over there. You got the NASCAR. You got a stadium. Don't they got a hockey team too?
Yeah, Predators.
Yeah. Like, they got everything.
Doesn't look like LeBron's going to be on the Grizzlies anytime soon, so Grizzly fans out there.
Yeah, they know. Their only chance was in 2003 if they'd have won the lottery to get me there. And I might have pulled a Eli Manning and not showed up.
This code switching language, and for somebody like LeBron, who you're the most powerful person in the room, you're the guest. Why are you molding yourself to be more like them when you're in those rooms when they should change to adapt to be like you? So that's my first biggest issue. You get around these type of people and now you one of them, huh? Now you buddy on these type of platforms. You can be using it as an opportunity to big other black cities up. But now you come on and you choose to denigrate a city like Memphis. I just feel like, contrary to the days of athletes like Bill Russell and people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, although he was historically known for being an asshole, and somebody like Muhammad Ali, who actually stood for something and stood on the front lines. I feel like athletes are damn near too political nowadays, and not political in the sense of using their platform to speak up. No, not in that case. I mean specifically, they're too political and just using their platform to just play it safe. They moving like politicians. They'll smile in your face and on one instance, but at the same time, they'll get behind doors and talk bad to you. I feel like that's damn near what LeBron James has done in the black community. Like, we see all his performative gestures, reading the Malcolm X book on one hand, but at the same time make this custom shoe memorializing the Lorraine Motel where Martin Luther King was assassinated. Those are the type of memories you chose to drive up about the city of Memphis by creating this shoe, by shining the spotlight on that horrible moment in black history. They'll claim they're advocates and they'll claim they're so woke and they're so in touch, but at the same time, I feel like they just get all this money and they lose touch with the common man. And now I can speak to that somewhat. I feel like I can shed a different type of light on this, a different type of take. And that's exactly what I intend to do with this channel, just in general. I was watching an interview with Chance the Rapper, and he said, everybody has a voice nowadays. Everybody has a platform. But if you're going to say something, make sure what you're saying is something of value. And I feel like I have a unique take on this, being that, like I said, I'm somebody from Little Rock, Arkansas, which is only a 2-hour drive from Memphis. So I have a deep connection with the Memphis Grizzlies. My church used to drive in a van and we would drive up to Memphis to go see those Grizzlies games. My first NBA game was a Grizzlies game where they played the Minnesota Timberwolves. Those were the only type of games that we could actually afford to go to. And another vivid memory I had was on my 16th birthday. I actually got to see LeBron James play in person on February 24th in the city of Memphis. And, while he's denigrating a city like Memphis, he doesn't even understand the attachments that I have to these specific memories and these specific moments of time, associated with the Grizzlies. And, I feel like when I said athletes are damn near politicians now, I feel like they're damn near becoming lobbyists. They're trying to advocate on moving, especially with the NBA expanding right now. We're seeing the NBA kind of undergoing an expansion process, and what we're seeing is what's projected to happen is it'll be a new team formed in Seattle, and it'll be a new team formed in Las Vegas. And I feel like with LeBron, he's super smart. He's accumulated over billions of dollars. Who's to say he doesn't have a vested interest of trying to move the team, the Memphis Grizzlies, from Memphis to Nashville or somewhere like that. Somewhere where maybe the team won't be as expensive. Because I was also informed that he actually backed out of the bid to own one of these teams. So maybe LeBron has a vested interest in trying to move the team from Memphis to Nashville. When it comes down to it, are you going to line your pockets, or are you going to align yourself with your people? And we seeing what the city of Memphis is going through with these AI data centers infesting the city and stuff like that. And you want to only add to that by continuing to hop on the wave of vitriol for city? I just don't get it. You know what? I do get it. But like I said, as someone who has a deep attachment to these cities, and I have a deep attachment to the Memphis Grizzlies NBA team, it hurts me to see these athletes using a platform. Like I said, I get it. They don't really, that's not the ideal place to travel. But I saw posts from Gilbert Arenas continuously, ragging on these small market teams and stuff like that. But these people are so rich and they're so out of touch, they can't even understand the plight of common man no more. So somebody like Gilbert Arenas, somebody like Matt Barnes, their opinions are invalid to me. They've been millionaires for as long as I've been alive, almost. So you don't really, have the same, even it's the same conversation with load management. I just seen a fan recently pull up all the way from Italy to go see Wemby in a game, and Wemby sitting out. Now it's not Wemby's fault exactly, but I feel like these people get these major platforms and they just start forgetting about the people that made them successful in the first place. The NBA wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for these small teams. So everybody, like, let's just get rid of all the small market teams. The only teams we should have is New York, Boston, and LA, and they just play each other all the time. Those are the only teams that get to play each other, and that's why we seeing so many people denigrate the product at NBA, from the foul baiting to the gambling ads to the load management, and now to these athletes completely forgetting where they come from and having no respect and no appreciation for the fans of the cities that these people come from. And it's just super disappointing to me. That's all I can really say. You know, LeBron James is one of my favorite players of all time, and when I got to see him in person, when he was with Cleveland and he played the Grizzlies when I was 16 years old, and I got to really be a part of that game. I got to really attend that game. It meant all the world to me. But what people don't really understand the nuance of the situation, it's so much bigger than simply not wanting to travel there. That's fine, bro. You don't like the accommodations, that's fine. But and with LeBron, bro, you doing all this complaining, you doing all this constant whining in the media, and it's not just this incident. It's been like this for years and decades, bro. If you have so much to say, bro, and you don't want to travel to these cities more, you don't want to travel to Memphis or Milwaukee anymore. You know what I'm saying? You don't even gotta come to Memphis, bro. You should have been retired, bro. The Lakers finna lose, and bro, this energy that you bring in, and that's exactly why the Lakers finna get wiped off the face of the earth in the first round by whatever team they play. You don't just get to put out negative energy and you not get it back. So when they get bounced in the first round, I don't want to hear no more complaining. I don't want to hear no more excuses. After you get your farewell tour, after you get all the praise and the validation that you still seeking, and it's not even just this incident. We seeing LeBron constantly wanting to be the center of attention after having been it for previous years and stuff like that. We know he's gonna still be an active part in the media even after he retires, but after other situations, bro, I don't even want to hear your voice no more, because incidents like this make me completely over LeBron. And if you know me, I'm one of the biggest LeBron fans. I'm one of the biggest LeBron supporters. But when he comes out and says shit like this, shitting on the small market teams and stuff like that, and I touched on it a little bit in my NBA Youngboy video, saying how, you know, these faux allies will come along and eventually they'll expose their true colors. And unfortunately, in the black community, what gets spotlighted and what's given the voices, these athletes and these entertainers, when really it should be people that's gonna actually stand up and stand for something and make a difference. We all know LeBron's a shield. He's gonna do, you know what I'm saying, shield for these gambling companies, shield for whoever pays him the most money. Even with his retirement, his a semi-retirement ad, how many times he's faked like he was gonna retire and actually came back, and you know, all these companies he partners with and stuff like that. You know, that's who LeBron is beholden to at the end of the day. The shareholders, the people that got stake in him, not the common man, but the shareholders, the people that have invested in him. But yeah, man, just coming to that conclusion, like Kendrick Lamar, he said it best. These people are not your savior. No matter how much we revere them, no matter how much we look up to them, these people are not our saviors. You know, he can dunk a basketball. You know, he's athletic, and he can even make you feel a type of way. He can make you inspire. He can even inspire you. But he is not your savior at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we get conflated with the idea of status and, you know, success and stuff like that, and put people on our walls and make people our idols and stuff like that. These people are really false idols and stuff like that. The only person that you should look up to, you know, it should be yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of incidents as of late have come to expose that. You know what I'm saying? But we understand that athletes are human too. They make mistakes, and like I said, I don't want to be one of those people whose main argument is that the travel accommodations are in Memphis are just stellar or spectacular and stuff like that. More so, I'm coming from the common man's perspective as someone who's didn't have all the resources and stuff like that to be able to be in LA, to get courtside tickets in LA. So what the closest I got to be and have that NBA experience is being able to go to Memphis Grizzlies games and how much that meant to me. So to see people shitting on a city that I love and have fond experiences in kind of is super disappointing. But like I said, these people are not our role models. These people are not our idols. These people are not our saviors, man. More power to LeBron. Hopefully he can use his platform to actually speak up on, the things that's going on in Memphis and stuff like that. But of course not. He got his political ties and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But regardless, I still thank you, the viewer, for tuning in and watching this video. I really appreciate y'all for coming in. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Definitely be sure to give me some feedback as well. Was I wrong in my thoughts? Am I too critical of LeBron? Am I expecting too much? Just feel free to let me know in my comments, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. We out.